and you may just be on your own, or you only have a small team, and you feel that you're not good enough or not big enough to land a corporate client, then I would want you to watch the short video, because I have, I've worked with corporate for years as an individual. Yes, as an individual with Fortune 500, even Fortune 10 companies, and has never been a problem to land a multi-year contract with corporate, even with a small team or being by myself. So if you feel that you are not big enough, not good enough, you don't have anything to offer the corporate ones, then I want you to think again. Yes, why? Because I also have friends that teach breath work, to people in corporate. Another peer of mine teaches how to sleep. Well, when you travel across different time zones and internationally, because when executives and managers land, let's say they go from America to India, they need to be on, right? So they would talk to partners, vendors, clients, maybe government officials, and they need to be rested. So even I just learned today, said UX with moms, UX tested with moms is a thing now. So uh, if you think you're too small to land coaching clients, corporate clients, think again. All right. But there's a different psychology in getting corporate clients than it is with like smaller or one-on-one clients or personal clients. Right. So for one, um, it takes longer. I remember for a few years ago, I was sitting with a VP of a Fortune 10 company at a restaurant in Dublin, Ireland. And so we talked, and the VP said, "You know what, Andrew, awesome what you're offering. I want that. So just send me a statement of work and we get this to the system." And so I did. And then, of course, HR got involved, right? So, and it took a whole year, more than a year before the contract was signed and first money started to flow in. So there's a little bit of a runway, number one. Number two, as a pro, is that once you're in there, it's very often has a long contract or has the potential to become a master service agreement. You become an approved vendor, and you can, spread out within the organization. So the question then is, how, as small consultants and business coaches, do we get into corporate and compete against the big companies? And here is what I suggest. So when you take any, oops, wrong, but if you take any most organizations in this world have a similar structure like this, right? So even if it's like a 3 or 4 person company, it kind of looks like that, where you have somebody on top and people reporting to that person, and people reporting to that person, and people reporting to that person, and so on. And you have some kind of hierarchy in there. And with all organizations in the world, no matter how big, there is a red line. We call it the Lawless red line, I think, so um, which kind of looks like this. And I want to draw this here for you to just make a point, right? So it looks like this, this, this. It may actually go to here, 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 and here. Okay, so just a sample red line. Question is, what does the red line determine? Well, it determines the people that have budget authority. So meaning budget authority means that they have the power to override budgets, all right? And the people below the red line, they have budget responsibility, meaning they have a budget, responsibility, they have a budget, but they typically either need to still need to get approval to spend the budget, or they are bound to stay within the budget that they have and they cannot override it. So, as an independent consultant who wants to do business with larger companies or corporate, any kind of corporate that has bureaucracy in place. So that's my definition of corporate. An organization that has the bureaucracy in place to allow you to work with them. Okay, And so there is a red line, and you want to talk to all the people that are above the red line. Okay. And the red line, there's, by the way, there's no rhyme or reason for the red line. As you can see, I illustrated that by um, on purpose, because you see here you have a one VP up here, yes, who has nobody report to him or her. Why? Because maybe it's an armchair position, right? They wanted to get rid of that person and didn't know, couldn't fire them, and so gave him some kind of position where they cannot do any harm, and they parked him over there, right? So you never know how this happened. Then you have like a manager here, who's a manager who has budget authority, right? Um, how that happened, we don't know, right? Or here's another example where you have here's one senior director, and that senior director only has like one report here and a report here. Okay, and that director has a senior manager. Nobody else has a senior manager. So there is, in corporate hierarchies, there's no rhyme or reason why these things happen, because they grow organically, they're politically. So as companies grew, this just happened. And so you never know where the red line is, right? So the task is really to find the people above that red line, and you don't be judgmental. Again, I've worked with directors in multi-billion dollar companies that have an amazing authority to override and spend budget without a second signature, right? And I worked with clients who were VPs and they needed like 5 signatures, right? So no rhyme or reason. You just have to figure that out. But my message to you here is today is, do not go to HR. Do not go through procurement, because they are going to be dead ends. HR always has their own agenda, and typically it's not yours. And they, in turn, need to sell their ideas, because other than managing payroll and benefits and some legal issues for which they need a legal department, um, they have no purpose, right? No real purpose other than what they invented themselves. And so now they're training departments. They have development departments. You have the executive development programs. You have, now they're called like HR business partners, right? The HR department does not know what what the business wants to do. I had once a case where one of my large clients, in the US, I went to Dublin, Ireland, and called the people over there, like, and said, "Look, I work with you guys over there in the US, and maybe we can get something going here as well." They sent to me a response saying, "Thank you, but thank you." So we don't need you. And literally, like an hour later, I got an email from operations from the same company, from the same in the same city, contacted me saying, "Andrew, we just heard that you're in town. We need you. Can you come in the next 2 weeks?" Right? So there's such a disconnect between HR and operations, primarily also because HR is very self-serving. They need to find a purpose. I love HR people, so don't get me wrong. They're great people. They work hard. They're trying to do their best, but they don't serve us. That's it. They don't typically don't serve us unless we're lucky, and they're kind of like right now trying to find somebody who like us, right, who can provide services that we do. Let's talk about procurement. Procurement, they also have an agenda because they want lower rates. They call it best value, but they really want lower rates. There are procurement departments that listen to operations and to the business, and they can kind of like balance between price and value, but some of them don't, right? And so I was in the middle of that once, where I thought I was relatively good situated within a company in multiple departments, and because of restructuring and savings and so on, they want to bring a lot of services in house and killed me, right? So, or my organization, almost killed my organization as a result, right? So they don't care about you. They're not your friends. So you need to avoid them as much as you can, circumvent them as much as you can. And the strategy for that is you've got to go to the people that have budget authority, not the people that have budgets. A lot of consultants and business coaches that I know, they're not confident enough. They feel that it's just them, they may not be good enough. They work with clients who make more money than they do. They work with clients that have more staff than they have, right? And they feel like maybe I'm not good enough. No, you go in. It doesn't matter if they make more money and have a bigger team, you're still the authority. All right. So don't undersell yourself and deal with the people below that line. Sometimes that is a starting point, and then the job is for you to ask for an introduction to a person above that red line and continue the conversation there. How to do this? I'm actually going to meet with my clients tomorrow to give them all the strategies, all the scripts, all the different approaches. We will talk about the details of the psychology that you need to be applying, because truth be told, we want HR and procurement to be our friends as well, right? Um, so I know my language is a little bit strong to make a point, but they're good people, right? We want them to be our friends. So I'm going to meet with my clients tomorrow. If you want to be part of that, or you want to get the whole system, let me know. Send me a note. I'd be happy to tell you how you can access them and help you to land more corporate clients as well. All right. So yeah, put it in the comment box, DM me wherever you see this, email me. Be happy to hear from you. If you're working on a corporate client and you feel stuck, contact me. I'd be happy to help you move forward. Okay, so thank you very much. And it's already like 6:30 here, so have a good night. Right, bye.